Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice for radio. So today, I am bringing you news of a very exciting new Pokémon GX. It's Tapu Bulu. Now, he is going to be coming in our Guardians Rising set, which I've done a couple little videos about recently. Links to those in the description. And he's pretty gosh darn good, ladies and gentlemen. Now, a couple of the basics. He is a grass Pokemon, which means he's going to hit weakness on cards like Lycanroc and Zygarde. He has 180 HP, which is fairly standard for a basic GX, but of course being basic means that he can use Fighting Fury Belt to put his HP up to 220, which is phenomenal. He is a basic, so Max Elixir can be used to accelerate energy onto him, and you're going to need to accelerate energy onto him here because, quite frankly, his attacks are quite expensive. Now, his attacks cannot use double colourless energy, but that's fine. Play a whole bunch of basic energy and use Max Elixir to accelerate onto him. And here's the really exciting thing. He has no weakness. There are no Pokemon in the game that will be doing double damage to Tapu Bulu. Now, we've seen cards like this before. Most of the Sableye cards don't have weakness, but then Sableyes have never been that good as attackers. I know we've had some good Sableyes in the past, but not real powerhouse attackers. So not only does he have 220 HP when he's got a Fighting Fury Belt attached, but he's not being hit for weakness. Now, generally, a Grass EX like Lurantis, we'd be saying, oh, well, he's weak to fire, Incineroar, Volcanion, that could be a problem. But no. And here's the thing, in the game he's got a 4 times weakness to poison. He's also weak to flying, steel, fire and ice, so it's not like they didn't have options for giving him a weakness in the trading card game. They just chose not to, which does make me wonder. We know we're getting GXs of the other Tapus. Are they going to have no weakness as well? Needless to say, as soon as they are revealed, I shall let you know. Now, clearly here the lack of weakness means that in a Lurantis Vileplume deck, and that is a deck that looks very good, link in the description, I've done a video about it, Lurantis weak to fire problem, so as soon as you get a fire Pokemon or a fire deck, in comes Tapu Bulu to take them out not being hit for weakness. There is a lot to like about Tapu Bulu, and the bulk here with Fighting Fury Belt and the lack of weakness is probably the number one thing to like. But of course he's got to have good attack, so what do we have? 1 grass energy, 30 damage, that's fine. It's not phenomenal, it's a starter for 10. Obviously Fighting Fury Belt puts it up to 40. You could even use something like Professor Kukui to hit 60 and KO things like, for instance, a Fomantis. But this isn't where the fun comes in. For free energy, 120 damage. Good, not great. You may discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. If you do, this attack does 60 more damage. Now we're talking, ladies and gentlemen, because 120 is fine. You're 2-hit KOing basically everything. You're 1-hit KOing stuff that's weak to grass. It's a good attack. But 180 is really, really good. Now, we need to work through some maths here, so bear with me, I'll give some examples. 180 is enough to 1-hit KO EXs and basic GXs. If you put a choice band on Tapu Bulu, that's the new tool coming in Guardians Rising that does an extra 30 damage when you're hitting an EX or a GX, which means, of course, you won't be playing Fighting Fury Belt on the same Bulu. You're now doing 210, which will 1-hit KO stage 1 GXs and some Mega EXs, although not all of them. But you can, of course, use Professor Kukui here to actually put you up to 230 HP. Still not going to be getting a KO on some of the biggest HPs in the format, like Incineroar, although you will on Wailord due to the weakness, but it's pretty gosh darn good. Now, one thing I need to note here about the wording, it is discarding all of the energy. If it was discarding 2 or 3 of the energy, that would be okay. You could pile energy on and then use this attack lots and lots, but you can't. It's all of the energy, which is a slight problem, but most of the game you can sit there and hit for 120 or more with Fighting Fury Belt or Choice Band. and then you use this attack when you need to, and of course, hopefully you've got a new Bulu built up on the bench while you're doing this, don't forget Max Elixir, so you can then just switch them around. And then we get to the GX attack. The GX attack is good. Now, it does 150 damage, 160 with a Fighting Fury, about 180 with a Choice Band. We just went through all the maths in terms of what this will and will not KO. And you get to heal completely. This is awesome. If I can get a one-hit KO while healing entirely, this is absolutely superb. Now, I worry that Fighting Fury Bout is the best tool here as far as I'm concerned. And 160 might not KO everything, but combine it with Kukui, maybe use Choice Band. If you can get 2 prizes with a KO while completely healing a very bulky Pokemon, this is absolutely brilliant. Oh yeah, and I'm not doing a full video about it today, it's going to have to wait till tomorrow now, but we're getting a new stadium, Ether Paradise Conservation Area, which basically means that all of your grass and lightning Pokemon take 30 less damage from attacks. So you get this in play with a Tapu Bulu with a Fighting Fury belt, and you've essentially got 250 HP, 220 plus reducing damage by 30, and you have no weakness. That means that Solgaleo GX will not get a one-hit KO unless they use something like Kukui. It means that Incineroar GX's GX attack, a Fire GX using his GX attack, will not get a one-hit KO. That is ludicrous. I am giving Tapu Bulu between 4 and 5 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies, that would be barbaric. His attacks aren't quite good enough to go up to 5 Wassies. Free energy is a lot. The GX doesn't do quite enough damage, and the non-GX attack, you've got to discard the energy in order to do the big damage, but this is still a phenomenal GX that will see a lot of play. It's an amazing tech in Lurantis Vileplume, but to be perfectly honest, it's bulky enough and hard-hitting enough that it could just be a deck on his own. Although, is anyone else a little bit annoyed that after all the awesome evolution cards we've been getting lately, we're now just given an amazing basic Pokemon? Now, you know the deal, ladies and gentlemen, there is a comment section, go nuts, be nice. There are buttons to both like this video and subscribe to this channel. I would be delighted if you use them both. Follow me on Twitter @TheWassie, and the most important thing as always, look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.